Hi, and welcome to another show. And so I haven't been here for a few weeks, as you may have noticed. And I was away and I had an absolutely amazing time. We started at Omega in Rhinebeck, New York. I had an event there. And then after that event, I don't remember, I may actually have done a Facebook Live right after that, but I was literally only home for a few days, and then we were off to Sedona for a Celebrate Your Life event, which was so much fun. And right after that, we were in New Mexico, where I was doing an event with my wonderful brothers, Bruce Lipton, Greg Braden, Joe Dispenza, and a couple of other wonderful people. And that was like an incredible event. But the thing I wanted to share with you, before I get into today's lesson and topic and everything, I wanted to share something with you. When we were in Sedona, the Celebrate Your Life folks, the beautiful folks there, Liz Dawn and her crew, decided to host a Halloween party. Some of you may have seen photos, but I wanted to show you a little video footage of me getting ready for the Halloween party, because as a lot of you know, my story of when I was younger, my hero was Cyndi Lauper. So I decided to go to the Halloween party as Cyndi Lauper, because Cyndi Lauper just represented freedom to me, freedom from my culture, freedom from all the restraints. So what I decided to do was unleash my inner Cyndi Lauper. And I just wanted to show you a little video clip, and in fact I'm hoping Danny will show you more towards the end of the clip, but I don't know what he has lined up, because towards the end is where Danny appears in the video, but it's the video of us getting dressed up, not being actually at the party. Boo, is the video lined up?
So anyway, this is my outfit, and see my leggings, my socks, my shoes. And then I've got these fingerless gloves, and of course my tutu. But the thing is, the wig I have doesn't look a lot like Cyndi Lauper. It's really wild. So I wanted to say, Cyndi Lauper, if you happen to be watching this video, I want to apologize to you, because you are a lot more beautiful than I am about to look when I put on that wig. So this is no offense to you at all, but I want you guys to see the wig and tell me what you think of it. I wish this was live, because I would ask your opinion. And after I'm done, I'm going to show you what Danny looks like, which is also a bit of a giggle. But anyway, we will shoot a second video to show you how people react when we walk into the party. Okay, so where is the front of this wig? See, look at it. Oh, here it is. I think I'm getting closer to finding the front of this pink and purple mop. It looks nothing like Cyndi Lauper's beautiful hair. I should have just gone with sprays and just done spray paint to my own hair. Okay, here we go. Look at this, look at the mess. Oh my gosh. Now, it's got all this, like it's so over fluffy, because Cyndi Lauper's hair is, at that time, back in the 80s, was like really sheared on one side, and I liked that look. This is so fluffy. So I am wondering whether I should tie like a bandana or a ribbon or something around it like this. I'm gonna ask Danny, Boo, what do you think? Do you think it looks better with this?
Yeah.
It does? Does that work? Or do I just look like a hippie with that?
Do you look like a hippie?
I do, but that's not Cyndi Lauper.
Then you want to take it off.
You think it's better with it off?
I think it's better with it off.
Okay, so what I want to do, I want to show them what you look like. I'm going to take the camera from you.
I see.
Yes. So, the mirror.
Hello.
So, guess what Danny is?
A flaming idiot.
It's a unicorn horn.
Aha.
Don't we look like a right pair? Look at us.
Well, hang on a minute. Let me get this perfectly in frame. There we go.
Are we both in frame?
We're perfectly in frame. Here, take a look at this picture.
Oh my God! Don't we look weird?
I always look like this.
Yeah, so the theme for the party was basically anything that's not scary. So she said something. Yeah, you're pretty scary. So
Yeah, I
am I.
know. Yes, exactly.
She said fairies, angels, or something timeless, but basically anything that's not frightening or ghoulish. So
So why am I coming to this party?
I know, we could have gone as ourselves.
I could have gone as myself.
No, that would have been scary if we went as ourselves.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So this is us. I'm gonna still decide whether to do it with this thing on or off. God, I look like a relic hippie out of the 60s with this headband. I just wish this wasn't so puffy. Anyway, what we're gonna do is we're gonna catch you later because I want to see how people react to us, especially how they react to Danny when we walk into the party. All right, catch you guys later. Bye.
So anyway, we went to the party, and the best part was nobody recognized me when I walked in, which was pretty cool. It was a huge party. There were like 300 people, and it took a while for people to realize who I was. There were videos on Facebook of us, of someone screaming when they, when they realized that it was me dressed up as Cyndi Lauper. But I was hoping Danny would share a shorter segment, but there you have it. Danny as the unicorn and me unleashing my inner Cyndi Lauper. So I'm looking at the comments on YouTube, and it's so cool to see it live on YouTube. So for those of you who are saying, is this live? This isn't live. I want you to know that it is live on YouTube. If you are watching it and it's like just after 9 a.m. Pacific, California time, on, what's the date today? I don't even know the date today. It's Sunday, November something, 17th or something.
It's the 17th of November.
I got that right. Sunday, 17th of November. This show started at 9 a.m. Pacific. And if you're watching it around that time, then yes, it is live for you. And what I'd love, excuse me, I did come back with a little bit of a cold, by the way. What I'd love is to hear from you, to hear your questions, your comments. Danny's going to try and catch as many as he can. Go by really fast, and so they're really hard to catch. So if we miss your questions, sometimes people will post the question several times, which is fine. I don't mind you doing that, and we still miss it. Please don't take it personally. We didn't ignore it. It's just hard to catch them as they go by so fast. I do go back and read them later, and your questions inspire my topics. Which brings us to today's topic.
Oh, hang on. Before you go any further, there is an absolutely hilarious comment on Facebook.
Oh, I'd love to hear it.
Yes, it's from Stephanie, who says, "Haha, at first I thought Danny was an upside-down shaved ice cream cone." Sorry, upside-down shaved ice or ice cream cone. However, unicorn makes perfect sense.
I like that better than unicorn.
I like that as well. I'm now going to say I went as an upside-down ice cream cone.
Yeah. Hey, that's a good costume. Next time you just put an ice cream cone on your head and you say you're an ice cream cone.
I could be very, very chilled.
You would. Oh my God, you're so corny.
I'm going to turn off my microphone and let you get on with the real show.
No, don't turn off your microphone. I think people kind of like your idle banter and your voice. So trying to get a little serious here, which is always hard with Danny around, by the way. A lot of people ask me how you get from a place of fear to love, because something that I often talk about is that when you feel fear, it's a calling for you to love yourself more. When there's fear or stress or any emotions that you don't like, that feel really uncomfortable, it's a calling for you to feel love more. And a lot of people want to know how to get to that space of love. That's a commonly asked question. A second one is where people believe that when they are in that space of whether it's fear, stress, anger, they judge it as being bad. So people say, how do I get rid of it? How do I get out of that negative feeling? I want to feel more positive. How do I feel more positive when my life is so negative at the moment? I hate my job. So basically, if I put it in a nutshell, there's tons of questions that come in, written differently, applying to different things, whether it's like, I'm in a bad relationship, I want to love myself more, I don't have the courage to get out. I'm in a job I hate, I want to love myself more, I want the courage to get out. I'm in grief, I'm feeling terrible, I shouldn't be in grief for so long, how do I feel better? How do I feel good? So it's about going from something you deem as negative or feeling bad or depressed or stressed to a better place, a good, somewhere where you feel good, where you can find your joy and passion. Because whenever I say, oh, you have to find your joy, people say, I can't find my joy. I'm in such a horrible place. How do I find my joy? And what ends up happening is you end up judging where you are because you feel so inadequate and so far away from your space of joy. So I have grouped all those kinds of questions together, and basically what you're trying to do is you're trying to go from a space where you're feeling awful or negative to a space where you're feeling good. And so I'm going to give you 4 steps, which is really easy, and it applies to any situation, whether you are stressed about your job, about your relationship, or you're in fear about your health. Whatever the situation, it's about going from a bad feeling space to a good feeling space. So number 1, this is the number 1 way of loving yourself, is to accept where you are. Accept the emotions you're feeling. Don't judge them. A mistake we make is we say, oh my God, I've got this fear, I got to get rid of it. That very feeling is judging where you are right now. The fact that you're saying, I got to get rid of it. Oh my God, I don't want to feel this way. Stop judging where you are. And the first step is just to accept, okay, this is where I am. It could be, I'm stressed about my job. I hate my job. I know I should be following my calling, but I'm not, and I'm too scared to get out of my job because I have to pay the bills, or I'm too scared to get out of this relationship because I have kids and whatever. Whatever the situation, the first step is accept that this is how I'm feeling right now, and accept it with no judgment, without saying to yourself, oh, I should be out of here by now. Oh, this has been going on so long. Why am I not getting it? Accept it also without fearing the fear. So if it's fear you're feeling, let's say you're dealing with a health challenge and you're feeling fear, accept it, that I'm feeling fear right now, instead of saying, oh my God, I shouldn't feel fear. Fear makes me sick. Anita Moorjani says you shouldn't feel fear. And so you start judging the fear and you start saying, I should be doing this. You are adding more judgment and fear and the stuff that you don't want when you don't accept how you're feeling right now. So whatever your emotions, accept it with no judgment. That's step number 1. When you can accept it for a while, like once you get into that space, feel it, even if you have to go for a walk in nature or sit down with yourself, listen to music, meditate, do whatever you can. But just kind of go into the space of breathing deeply and say, okay, this is where I am. I'm feeling fear right now. I'm feeling fear right now. Once you get into that space, you're ready for the next step. Because accepting your emotions is the best form of self-love that you can do when you're not feeling good, when you're feeling terrible. Accepting your emotions is the best form of self-love. Anything else is denying what you're feeling right now. When you say, I should be doing this, I shouldn't be feeling fear. That's not love. That's fear. You're denying who you are. So acceptance, number 1. I'm repeating it because I need you to get this. Once you go through acceptance, step number 2, what you'll notice is you'll start to get into a feeling of peace. You'll start to become at peace with where you are. Acceptance is always followed by a feeling of peace. So the trick is to hold that feeling of acceptance for at least 20 or more seconds at a time. The more you can hold it, the more your energy will shift. You don't have to work out anything like, how am I going to get out of this situation? Don't get back into your head like, how do I do this? How do I quit my job? How do I fix my health? No, just feel that feeling of acceptance that, okay, this is where I am right now. Okay, I'm just going to love myself through it. I'm just going to accept this is where I am. I'm just going to love that where I am right now. So when you can feel it for at least 20 seconds or more, and you practice that a couple of times a day, you'll actually get into that feeling of peace. And you might get into it sooner, you might get into it later. Don't judge it. So step number 2 will be that feeling of peace. The feeling of peace is very neutral. It's like you'll start to notice, oh, I'm not in so much fear anymore. Oh, I'm not feeling the stress so much anymore. Oh, I may still not like my job, but I'm okay with where I am. The feeling of peace is like being at a crossroads, like as if, okay, this is where the options may start opening up. Because when you're feeling that fear and stress, you're blocking yourself up from your own intuition, and you're blocking yourself up from the options opening up. This is why you need to love that space until you get to this feeling of peace. Peace is when, okay, it's like I've reached the crossroads, but it's very neutral. I'm not in passion and love or any of those things yet. It's very neutral. So when you're at that crossroads, when you're at that feeling of peace, here's the next step. This is the choice I would like you to make. The choice I invite you to make is one of gratitude. So once you're ready, once you feel you're ready to step into gratitude, this is what you do. You start noticing all the things that are good in your life. Consciously notice the things that are good in your life. Whether it is things like, even if you're dealing with a health challenge, you can say things like, oh, at least I have a beautiful family around me helping me, or at least this health challenge is manageable, or no matter what, there's always hope, or at least my legs are functioning or my arms are functioning, and start focusing on the areas that are healthy as opposed to that health challenge. What gratitude does, gratitude shifts your focus. It shifts your focus from this place of fear or anxiety or stress or shame. I put all of these things in the same basket. Anxiety, stress, shame, anger, fear, they're all feelings that feel uncomfortable. So after you've gone through the acceptance, then you've gone through the peace, then gratitude is when you actually have to consciously select, because what it does is it starts to shift your focus to what is good. It shifts your focus away from the things that you don't want in your life to what you do want. And here's what I often tell people and why gratitude is important. If you don't focus on what you love, the outside world will cause you to focus on what you fear. So if you think about this, if you don't consciously focus on what you love, and gratitude means focusing on what you love. It means focusing on what's going right in your life. If you don't consciously focus on that, the outside world, whether it's your medical paradigm and your medical diagnosis, whether it's the news, whether it's your job, whatever it is, the outside world will consciously hold your focus on what you fear. So you truly have to consciously focus on what you love and make that your practice. When people ask me, what is my practice? What is my routine? What is my meditative practice? It is about taking charge of what I focus on, because if I don't take charge of it, other people will. And that's what you don't want. You don't want other people to take charge of your focus. So the easy way to take charge of your focus is to focus on what you're grateful for. When you focus on what you're grateful for, that's an act of self-love. It's an act of feeling more joyful about the things you have in your life. Once you start getting into the habit of feeling that, and you're able to hold that space of focusing on what you're grateful for more than 5 minutes every day or thereabouts, you will find it easier to step into the space of joy. You will start to find it easier to feel joy, to feel lighter. And that is not the end. When you start to feel joy, it shifts your energy. When your energy shifts, what happens is that your intuition kicks in a big way. When your intuition kicks in, that's when it helps you to get out of that job. That's when the new job openings open up. That's when the insights about your health come in. That's when the insights about your relationship, your children, whatever your issues are, they come in. They come in when you're in that state of joy. Many people think when I say that, oh, you shouldn't be in a job you hate, that in that space of fear, they kind of think, oh no, it means I have to leave this job. Leaving this job makes me feel even more fearful because I have bills to pay. So this is why I want you to know that this step-by-step process is much more effective. It works if you're at a job. It works if you're in a bad relationship where people say, I can't leave my relationship, but it's horrible, it's abusive, but I have kids and I'm dependent on him financially, blah, blah, blah. We always have reasons why we can't leave a bad situation, and the situation, whatever it is, whether it's a health situation. So this is why I say this applies to everything. And I want to repeat the 4 steps again. The first step is acceptance. Acceptance for how you're feeling for the situation you're in. Acceptance with no judgment. That is a sign of self-love. The second step is to get into the space of peace. Acceptance will take you to peace, where you become at peace with where you are. Peace is like a neutral space, where it's like you're at a crossroads. Third step, make a conscious choice to choose gratitude before anything else. Because when you go to gratitude, your focus starts to shift to everything that is good in your life. And as long as you choose to focus on what's good in your life, that will elevate your energy. Because if you don't choose to focus on what's good in your life, other people will choose what you should focus on. So take that control back, take your power back, choose to focus on what's good in your life, choose gratitude. When you're in the state of gratitude, it's very easy to step into joy. And the important thing about stepping into joy, and joy means passion, starting to feel passionate about life, starting to feel good. Like despite the fact that you're in a horrible job, you can start to be grateful about the things that are good in your life. Once you can get into that space, even if you're in a horrible job, horrible relationship, a horrible state of health, once you can get into that space of that higher energy, the intuition kicks in. It's as simple as that. I've tried to make it as simple as possible, but really it's as simple as that. Those few steps are just all it takes. It's acceptance, peace, gratitude, joy, and that's when intuition kicks in. So now I'm going to turn to Danny. Oh, and before I do, I'm gonna check your questions. I'm gonna turn to Danny to ask him comments, questions, and so on. But real quick, I just want to say that in New Mexico, I was recorded for a PBS Special, which is a 22-week-long series, and which features not just me. It was great. Every episode, so 22 episodes, every episode featured a different speaker, including Greg Braden and Bruce Lipton and all your favorites like that. Eben Alexander, a fellow near-death experiencer. And of course, I was featured on one of the episodes. And so it will be aired as of February. I think February 22nd it starts on PBS in New Mexico. But I would love for it to go mainstream, and so would all the others, Bruce and Greg and all my friends and Eben. We want our messages to go mainstream, and we don't get any compensation for having done this, but we wanted to do this. And so if you want to see it on your local PBS station, you have to contact them. So we would love it if everybody kind of contacted your local PBS station and asked them to air it locally in your state if you are based in the United States. And the show is called Ageless Living. So if you can request that, that would be great. We would love to see it aired because we have shared some beautiful messages on it. So thank you for doing that. And now let's go to the questions. Have we got any, Boo? I'm sure we have.
I'm just turning on my microphone so I don't sneeze on everybody and everybody catch a cold. Yes, there's a whole heap of comments. You can also see a million comments on YouTube. Today, I think let's alternate between YouTube comments and Facebook comments. There's a whole bunch of things here. I will jump in first. A big shout out to your friend Joanne May, who's watching.
Ooh, hi Joanne. It was great to see you in New Mexico. It's so great. I love doing the live events because I get to see, I mean, of course, Joanne is a friend, but so many of you, I got to actually meet so many of you who tell me that you post on Facebook, and I recognize some of your names, and so because I see your comments here, so I loved that. I love meeting you all at events.
There's a lot of people who say they love your set today with the sunshine streaming in. It just makes the whole thing just so vibrant.
The sun is so bright today. I love it. I love it. It's been cloudy the last couple of days. And I'm reading the beautiful comments on YouTube. Oh my God, thank you, thank you, thank you. People are saying, I love you. Oh, thank you. And shout out to some of you. Victoria Loveland. Oh, thank you. Mahalo. M&M. Oh, hi, MM, if you're the one that I know from the Ender Forum. William Downs. Hi, William. Kathleen Martin. Aw. Thank you guys for all your beautiful comments. I love hearing from you. I love the immediate kind of feedback. Then I know that what I'm saying is helpful for you. I really love knowing that I'm on the right track when it comes to sharing my stuff. And
Beline says, Anita, come to Montreal. It's a beautiful, wonderful bilingual place.
Yay, I will. I'm coming to Ottawa in June. By the way, I'm coming to Sedona again in May and Ottawa in June. If you're in the area, please come and see me.
Can I come to Sedona as well?
You are coming to Sedona.
Hooray. Yay.
And Ottawa.
And Ottawa. Okay. All right. Pardon, je ne parle pas français.
It's bilingual, I think.
Oh, thank God for that. Okay. All right. Jamie says, I just got fired from a job and I am doing these things. I'm choosing gratitude.
Yay!
Wonderful.
That's brilliant. And in no time, your intuition will start to kick in. It really does. When you're feeling in a good space, you kind of open up your energy for intuition, for your guides to be able to communicate with you. And when you get fired from a job, it's usually a good thing. It means you outgrew it. I got fired from a job once, and it led me to some of the best opportunities. So
I got fired from a job. We opened a bottle of champagne and celebrated.
we did actually, and then our lives opened up completely.
Was fun. That was great.
That was fun, and Wayne Dyer discovered our story and everything.
Exactly. Remember, I used to go into work sick and tired, and then the day after I got fired, I leapt out of bed at 5 o'clock in the morning, full of vibrancy.
Yes, you were so excited, and then we started doing our own thing, and then Wayne Dyer discovered our story, and it was amazing.
Usha says, hello. Is it unhealthy to bottle up anger?
Yes and no. So it is unhealthy to bottle it up. So thank you for your question, Usha. It is unhealthy to bottle it up. I would say, I'm not suggesting you vent it at other people, but when you bottle it up, here's what happens. There's two things that happens. One is it eats away at you inside, and it can have an impact on your health. I mean, it doesn't necessarily, so I don't want to scare you, but it can for some people. But here's the second thing. When you bottle it up, you don't know when it's going to explode, and it might explode at an inopportune moment. Someone might trigger something that has nothing to do with why you're feeling angry, but it'll be something that'll trigger, it'll remind you of something, and you will just explode, and then you will be regretting that and apologizing to them. So the best thing to do is to accept that you're feeling anger and to vent it in a healthy way. So accept it, work through it, and there are many ways to vent or express anger in healthy ways. And you can always look it up because a lot of therapists do it. But you can even go for a run, a walk, exercise, beat a punching bag, beat a pillow, anything like that. Just get it out. Make a sound. Or something that I like doing is like actually making a sound and, get into a space where nobody's going to hear you, or nobody's going to panic if they hear you. Like, go into your room, tell your family you're doing this, close the door, and then just go, just scream, just shout, get it out of your system. And all those things are very healthy ways to release it. It is very normal to feel anger. Do not judge yourself for feeling anger. When you feel hard done by, when you feel injustice done to you, when you feel bullied, in fact, it's unhealthy to feel that that you need to get over it, like to judge yourself for feeling anger. That's what's unhealthy. I used to make that mistake. I used to say, oh, I should be better than this. I shouldn't be feeling the anger. What I didn't know was that I was suppressing it and repressing it, which was causing damage inside. Now I know that if I feel anger towards someone because I feel they have hurt me badly in a way that I don't deserve to be hurt, they may not have meant it. I don't go take it out on them. I may have a conversation with them if it's appropriate. If it's not appropriate, I will go into a room and vent, but I will accept that I am feeling this and it's okay. And then it will pass. It passes. It really does pass. I get over it. And it's gone. It's not a trigger anymore. The thing to do is to get to that point where you're not feeling it anymore and it's not a trigger anymore. So it's not a button that someone can push, which you're denying. But thank you for that question, Usha.
Can you speak Thai?
I can say Khop Kun Ka.
Can you say Sawadee Ka?
Sawadee Ka.
You have a fan from Bangkok.
Yay!
Edka, who says hello from Bangkok.
Hi, how are you, Edka?
Edka.
Oh, thank you for tuning in. You know, we chose this time slot because it catches more people from around the world. And I'm not sure if we catch Australia with this time slot, but I know we get all of the US, we get all of Canada, we get all of Europe, all falls into this live time slot where it's not middle of the night for any of those countries, and parts of Asia. But maybe parts of Australia, maybe not. We're trying to get a time slot that really catches as much of the world as possible. We might have to choose two time slots and do, 1 week at one time slot and another week at another time slot, like to catch Australia and the rest of Asia. But thank you for tuning in from Thailand. I love hearing where you're all from. And have we got another question?
Oh, there's lots of questions. I'm just scrolling through them. They all keep zipping past so quickly.
I can feel the warmth of the sun on my back. It feels really good.
We can turn the temperature down a little bit.
I don't think you can. That's the sunshine.
Oh, yeah. It's not a digital product.
Danny loves his digital products.
Beline says, I'm very curious about this. What can you say about life on other planets or in the vast galaxy?
Oh, that's a big question, a great question. I do believe there is life on other galaxies or in the universe, because it's absolutely not possible that we are the only planet in billions and billions of planets that actually have life. So that's not, I don't even think that's possible. It's just too ridiculous to even think that we're the only life form. It's also ridiculous to think we're the most advanced life form, because we're not. How can we be advanced when our governments spend more money on weapons to kill each other than feed each other? So I am certain there are more advanced life forms. I also feel they try to communicate with us. And sometimes when I refer to when I say we're being guided and I say spirit guides, deceased loved ones, angels, I actually also mean very probably life forms from other galaxies, universes, planets that are more advanced than us, who are probably trying to help us. Hopefully they don't think we're a lost cause yet. I think it's a high probability that our guidance comes from them, other life forms. But I don't always say that, because that opens up a whole can of worms of a whole other thing of aliens and abductions and all that. So I'm more into well-being for ourselves so we can create a better planet. So I look at it from that perspective. So it doesn't matter to me who are communicating with us, but I do think it's a very high probability that it is life forms from more advanced planets who are actually trying to help us. And if And if you people from other planets are listening in now, please don't give up on us. There are some of us, especially all the people who are tuned in now, who are very happy to help this planet become a better place and to shift the focus of humanity to one that's more of love than one of fear. So thank you for that question.
Do you want to take one from YouTube?
Yes, let's see. Most of the ones I see on YouTube are comments. Are you looking at YouTube, or you mean from where
I'm looking at the Facebook
Yes.
comments. I think it would be nice just to balance them off.
I think so.
One from each and one from the other type of thing.
I think you
Otherwise, we leave our YouTube fans sort of out.
Okay, I'm going to find some on YouTube. They're so beautiful. Mimi says, hello from Greece. Love you. I love you too. William Downs says, happy belated birthday to Danny. William's birthday was on the 12th of November.
Yay, a fellow Scorpio.
Here's a question. I can't read the name because I think it's in Greek, but he or she says, what can we do when someone is telling you that you are a loser and are not worth anything? I don't feel that way, but this opinion affects me a lot. Natalia. Okay, great. She wrote her name in English after that. Natalia, that's a great question. When someone is telling you that you are a loser. So I would say you need to spend some time away from that person so that you can build up your own self-worth. So if you watch my video from a little over a month ago, and it's called Self-Love Made Easy. It's video 1 from this series of Tea with Anita. Self-Love Made Easy. I would suggest that you try that, you watch that and you try that. But here's the other piece. If you don't define who you are, if you don't consciously fill yourself up with love yourself, if you don't do that and you don't define who you are, other people will define you. So you have to define who you are and fill yourself up with love, self-love. Otherwise, other people may define you and it may not be what you want. Other people may fill you up with fear and you don't want that. So that is so important. And that's important for every single one of you. Take your power back, define who you are, fill yourself up with what you want within you, and don't let other people fill you up with their fears. Even if you have got a health diagnosis, going slightly off topic from Natalia, if you've got a health diagnosis that's really scary, remember, take your power back from the doctor. Your life, your health is in your hands. You can seek help from people, seek their help, have them assist you, but it has to be your journey, not theirs. No one should take your hope away from you. No one is allowed to do that. Surround yourself with healers and teachers. And I'm not saying go it alone. Surround yourself with healers and teachers and a support team if you're going through a scary prognosis. But make sure they are people who will empower you and support you and make you feel that you are on a trajectory to wellness, and not people who will take away your hope and bring you fear. Those are the wrong people to surround yourself with when you're going through a health crisis. And that's the same with anything in life. So actually you can apply that. I just realized as I'm saying that, you can apply that across the board. Surround yourself with those kind of people anyway in life, wherever you're at, whatever you're doing. Just surround yourself with people who empower you and make you feel good. And so, yeah, thank you. Let's go with another. I'm looking for questions on YouTube, but there's such beautiful comments, but not so many questions. Hello from Denmark. Paula, hi.
You could use this while you're looking for questions on YouTube. You could use this as a prompt to your YouTube followers to submit questions.
Yes, please submit questions, YouTube followers. Oops, it went out. Yes. And there's a beautiful woman from South Africa who says hi and thank you. And Nomi, what is, oh, that's for someone else.
Here's a question for you.
Oh, I found a question. Yes.
All right. All right. We're going to be battling here. The dueling questions. Who gets the question in first?
Okay, I found 2 questions. Okay, I've got to hold on to those. You go first.
It's a very easy question. Everybody knows the answer to this, and all you have to do is I'm guessing it's a one-word question. Marianne from Michigan asks, does Wayne ever contact you from the other side?
Oh gosh, all the time, all the time. And he does it through all kinds of ways, like by switching on and off lights. When I'm at events, okay, when I'm at an event, the last event I did in New Mexico, the minute I mentioned Wayne's name, all the lights went off in the room, in the room. The minute I was about to mention, I was like literally about to say his name, and the lights went off. And I was like, oh my God. So I said to the audience, I said, that's Wayne. Is that you, Wayne? And that's when the lights went back on. And I turned to the people backstage. I said, did you have anything to do with that? And they said, no. So he communicates with me all the time. So thank you for that question. And your loved ones will send you messages and signals in all kinds of ways. And I remember the 2 questions I saw here on YouTube, which have already scrolled, so I don't remember the names. But one of them was, what do I feel about Esther Hicks channeling Abraham? I think it's wonderful what she does. I think that by channeling publicly, we are all channels. That's what I want to tell you. You can channel your own. I can channel my own. We can all channel our own stuff as long as you're in that light space. She is in that light space and she can channel on behalf of people, but you can channel yourself. You don't need someone to do it. But I think the work she does is great because she's really brought it to pretty much mainstream. She's made it quite acceptable, and she's so hugely popular. And so I think what she does is great. I truly believe she is actually channeling, but it's something that we all have access to. I have spoken about it even in my video called Tip of the Iceberg, where actually you are even accessing the part of you, your own soul, that is not physical. The non-physical part of you, you're even accessing that. Your soul knows your journey, it knows your purpose. So I truly believe that you can access that information. The other question I saw was that somebody posted that I think she said her sister has brain cancer, or somebody has brain cancer, and what advice do I have? In fact, a lot of the things that I already said about getting out of the fear, and watch some of my past videos. One of them is called What Would I Do Differently, which means what would I do differently knowing what I know today. And there's a couple of others that are really focused on health. But what I want to tell you is that really, there's one about our energy, watching it's about the most important thing is doing the things that expand your energy, because when your energy is expanded, that is what heals you. That's your life force energy. And doing things that expand your energy means finding your joy, which means doing that exercise I did a little while ago. So one of the things that I want to say is that when you're going through an illness, the fear of the illness is what I want you to work on healing. That's the first thing, is the fear. Because once you can climb out of the fear, like through going through acceptance, peace, gratitude, joy, when you climb out of the fear, your body is starting to kick into healing mode. That is really important for you to know. This is why it frustrates me that hospitals are so fearful for many people. It really frustrates me, because when you need your body to be in healing, that you go to a hospital to heal, but all they focus on is the physical symptoms. You need to heal. You need your body's own healing mechanism to kick in. When you are in fear, your mechanism is busy with the fear and it cannot focus on healing. You're distracting the fear is actually depleting your immune system. So you need to heal the fear first. To me, the fear of illness is the bigger disease and not the illness itself. So that's what I'd like to say about disease. And if you have any more questions, maybe we should just do one more and then we can wrap up.
All right, there is one question that has come through. It's come through about 6 times. So, Roz Brooks is watching. Hi, Roz.
Hi, Roz. Roz is my wonderful, amazing assistant. And Milena, if you're watching too, hi, Milena.
Yes,
my
Milena's
beautiful
watching.
team.
Milena's
my
watching.
wonderful team. I love them.
I'm just scrolling through.
By the way,
here.
I wouldn't be able to do this without them. So I am, yes, it's, it takes 4 of me or 6 of me to be me. So thank you, team. And
keep chatting while I scroll backwards to find. Oh, I found the question. I have found the question. It's from Felicia, who says, "How do I know what is my vocation?"
Oh, vocation. Vocation is not a. It's. You follow your intuition. Your vocation. I wouldn't call it a vocation. It's your calling. It's much bigger than a vocation. So Felicia, it's. Ask yourself questions like, who am I? What brings me joy? What am I passionate about? And follow your calling. Be who you are. You just have to be yourself. Don't worry about a vocation. Vocation sounds like a career or a job. Don't worry about that. That comes out of being who you are. And we tend to make the mistake of looking for a career, which is so limiting to who we are, because when you look for a vocation or a career, it's more like, oh, what pays me money? What can I pay the bills with? No, don't think so small. Who am I? What brings me passion? What brings me joy? What do I love to do? What does loving myself mean? Discover those things first, and then your calling, your purpose will unfold. When you are authentic, what is truly yours will come to you. Don't live a life that's someone else's life. Don't live a life that other people want you to live. Be yourself, accept yourself, and whatever is yours will come to you. So thanks for that question. So I want to say that I am going to be here for at least the next few weeks. So I will be back next Sunday to see you all. I can't wait. I love doing these shows. We are building a platform which has been delayed because we were traveling. So it's a membership platform, and it will be one where people will be able to interact with me via interactive video. So I'm really looking forward to that, where I can actually talk to you. And also what will be great about this platform is that we can really speak freely about a lot more provocative subjects and topics. There are things I want to talk about that definitely get pushback from the medical community, the medical paradigm, or there are debunkers out there, but there are things that I truly know and believe. I know what I feel, what I believe about why there should be more miracles happening and how certain paradigms are stopping that from happening. And there's so many things which get a lot of pushback when you put it out in public. And what I don't like is that when you get the debunkers, it starts to put doubt into the minds of the people who this information can help. So I wanted an arena where I can share freely without the pushback of truly what I feel, but not only I can share freely, where you can also share freely and interact with me. And that's why we're building this amazing membership platform, and I can't wait for it to get off the ground. And I would love for you to join when that happens. I will still continue to do the free Facebook and YouTube lives even after we have the platform. And whichever way, I just love communicating with all of you. I love the idea that a lot of the things that I talk about are slowly seeping into mainstream. So until I see you next week, have a wonderful week wherever you are in the world. I love hearing from you, and I can't wait until next week. Bye, everyone.
I don't think you can end the show yet.
Uh-oh.
You have to do the obligatory promotion for the Tea with Anita show.
Oh, yes.
You want me to do it?
Yes, I don't know what to say.
Oh.
Sorry, folks.
Oh. If you've enjoyed the show with Anita, we'd love to hear from you. We'd love to know what your comments are. Please leave your comments below in the YouTube chats, or please leave your comments below in the Facebook chats. Alternatively, if you don't want to do that and you want to write to us and let us know what's happening, you can write to us at cup@teawithanita.com. Hold on 1 minute while I quickly type up the thing, and there you go. You can write to us at cup@teawithanita.com. Let us know what you think about the show, what you like, what you don't like. If you don't like my voice, please just say, we hate Danny's voice. But we'd love to hear from you. We'd love to know what it is that you'd like to see more of on the show, what you'd like to see less of on the show, or if you just want to stay in touch with us and say hi.
That was almost professional.
I've been practicing that. I was practicing that for almost 20 seconds. Now you can wave and say goodbye, and I'll put up the closing slide.
Okay, but I think you'll have to do that for me every week. I don't think I can pull that off.
Oh me, oh my.
Thank you for tuning in. Sorry for the craziness. Love you guys so much, and see you next week.